Prepare yourselves for information lowdown. So a few months ago, my husband and I started the ketogenic diet, and almost daily I get questions on how we got started in it, and I figured I would make some videos for you guys to help you get started and make this an easy process for you. First off, I'm going to start by saying that I am not a medical expert. I don't have a degree in this. This is just information that I've learned along the way, things that I've researched, things that have worked for us. So basically the purpose of a keto diet is to starve your body of carbohydrates so that your body goes into fat burning mode. So it's not relying on carbs or glucose for energy anymore, but is relying on the fat cells in your body and the fat that you provide it for energy. So your liver starts producing ketones, which is used for energy for all the functions of your body. This is a much more sustainable energy source because your body is able to use fat stores when it doesn't have an immediate supply of energy, instead of using quick carb energy. So first of all, if you want to start a keto diet, you have to be fully committed. You have to be fully committed to track every single thing that you eat, and tracking all of those carbs and calories from the foods you eat will help you to stay on track and help your body to truly switch into fat burning mode. If you're not tracking and you're not keeping your carbs low enough, then your body will still continue to look for those carbs for energy. So if you're just lowering your carbs without really tracking, you might still be getting a lot more than you think, and your body isn't able to fully switch into ketosis, which is what you want. So for tracking, my husband and I use an app called Carb Manager, and this is what it looks like in the App Store. This is a free app to use for the basic functions that you need to track your food for the day. You do have to pay a little extra if you want to be able to enter in your food for the following day, but overall it is free. So when you download the app, you're able to put in your age, weight, height, goal weight, and any other information that it asks you, and then from there it'll calculate your calories and macros for the day. So macros are your percentage of fats, carbs, and protein. So for the ketogenic diet, the staple macros are 70% fats, 25% proteins, and 5% carbs. So for my height and weight, my net carb goal is no more than 16 grams per day. And my fat goal for the day is around 100 grams. These are the two most important macros to pay attention to. You want to really make sure that you're sticking to those carbs, that you're keeping them at your goal or lower. And getting those fats in will keep you full throughout the day and help your body to know that this is the main fuel source that it should be using from now on. So once you put in all your information, this is what your screen will look like. Crazy. But you're able to enter all your foods for the day, and it calculates for you your net carbs, fats, proteins, everything. So it makes it so easy to track. So the goal is to stay under your net carbs for the day. What net carbs is your total carbs minus fibers and sugar alcohols. Sugar alcohols come from stevia, sweeteners like that are natural and non-artificial. So net carbs are what you mainly want to track, and apps like Carb Manager will automatically count that for you when you put your foods in for the day. Again, you have to be committed. If you eat something, you need to enter it. And the best thing that I found that makes things easier is to enter in your biggest meal for the day. So if dinner is your biggest meal, enter that in first, because it usually has a little bit more protein or carbs, and then you're able to kind of puzzle piece in the rest of your daily food around that to make sure that you're getting your fats up and your carbs low. With an app like this, you're also able to enter in recipes. So Pinterest has become my best friend for finding keto-friendly recipes, and then I'm able to just copy the link over, put it in my app, and then I have that recipe, and you're able to edit all of your ingredients, scan in all of your specific ingredients so that it's exactly what you're eating. It also helps if you're going to enter recipes to do that before you're eating for the day, because sometimes a recipe will turn out to have a lot more carbs than you anticipated, and you might want to just skip that meal and try something else. So for the ketogenic diet, the basic foods that you can't have are pasta, bread, cereal, oatmeal, sugar, starchy vegetables like corn, potatoes, carrots, anything breaded and deep fried because those are breadcrumbs, flour, coffee creamers, any sugary drinks or pop or soda, however you say it, and most fruits. Foods you can have are lots of fatty meats like beef, pork, dark meats, avocados, nuts, eggs are the best thing, almond milk, cheeses, heavy cream, butter, coconut oil, bacon, sausage, and bacon fat. As far as veggies, dark leafy greens, basically anything green. Peppers, broccoli, cucumbers. Your lowest carb fruits are going to be blackberries and raspberries, and you can also have blueberries and strawberries, but keep an eye on portion size for those because they can get high in carbs quickly. One of the more popular questions I get regarding keto is whether or not our grocery bill is more expensive because of the meats and everything like that. I found that initially it is a little more expensive because you're going to be getting rid of a lot of things in your pantry and restocking on new stuff. But over time I found that our grocery bill has gone down a lot because we're eating just basic staple real foods and they keep us full longer, so we eat less. As you're trying to figure out which foods are good or not good for keto, the easiest way is to literally just enter it in your app. You'll find out quickly that way how many carbs are in certain foods and which ones you want to avoid. So nuts like cashews are typically a little higher in carbs. They're not necessarily good or bad for keto. It just depends on if you can fit them in your macros for the day. So if you have like an eighth of a cup or a small handful of them, and you want to use those carbs for that and keep the rest of your carbs for the day real low, then go for it. I think the best advice I can give is not to overcomplicate it. Just get real foods. Don't worry about getting keto products, all of the things that people sell for the ketogenic diet. It's not real food. And that's the whole point of doing keto, is stripping out all the extra carbs and sugar and processed junk that your body doesn't need and sticking to real food. I would recommend doing a lot of research before you start a keto diet if you want to get into this. Be prepared. Find a bunch of recipes, just search keto dinner, keto lunch, and you'll come up with a ton of different recipes that you love. So before you get started, have some recipes saved and entered into your app so that you can jump right in and not be wondering what you should eat for the day. Some people, when they get started on the keto diet, will experience something called the keto flu. And this is just the process of your body detoxing from all the sugar and carbs and learning to switch over into fat burning mode. The key on the keto diet is making sure that you're getting enough water and electrolytes. So I was able to avoid the keto flu because I knew this beforehand, so I drank a lot of water and got a lot of salt in my foods, which is a great source of electrolytes. You want to stick with real salt, so sea salt or pink Himalayan salt are your best options. Regular table salt does not have nearly the amount of minerals in them to help keep your electrolytes up. Some people will use Powerade Zero because it has 0 carbs, but it does have sucralose in it, which is an artificial sweetener. So I drink that for 1 to 2 weeks before I realized, and I've cut that out and just stuck with water, salt. Even bone broth is really good for keeping your electrolytes up. Another tip along the lines of sucralose is to make sure you're avoiding artificial sweeteners. So really the only sugar substitute that you want to stick with on the keto diet is pure stevia leaf extract. You want to become a label Nazi. So you're checking your food labels for sucralose, dextrose, maltodextrin, aspartame, all kinds of artificial sweeteners like that are added into foods that you don't even really realize. But those will cause blood sugar spikes and put you back to square one. As you start paying attention to the ingredients in your food that you're buying, you'll realize how much sugar is added to just about everything in the store. It's really frustrating and really hard to find foods that don't have sugars, but it's worth it to keep an eye out and make sure you're getting good foods that don't have them in there because you'll feel a lot better. So takeaways. First, be fully committed. You have to just jump right in and do it. Track everything you eat. Make sure your carbs are at or lower than your goal for the day and your fats are higher than your proteins. That's another thing, is if your proteins are higher than your fats for the day, you're going to get backed up, you're going to feel hungry, you're not going to experience the benefits of being in ketosis. Step 2, avoid bread, sugars, grains, cereals, oatmeal, flour, anything that is reading astronomical carb amounts when you put it in your Carb Manager app. Foods to load up on: steaks, meat with bone and skin on. You want to eat the skin too because that's a good source of fat. Cheeses, if you can have dairy. Almond milk is a much better alternative to regular milk because regular milk has such high carbs and sugar content in it. Heavy cream is a great thing. Coconut oil, olive oil for cooking veggies is great. We always have cream cheese on hand. Eggs are great. Bacon, sausage. For veggies, your best ones are broccoli, cucumber, peppers, cauliflower, zucchini, spinach, kale, any type of dark leafy green veggie. For fruits, stick with blackberries, raspberries, and minimal blueberries and strawberries. Blackberries and raspberries are your lowest. They are high in carbs, but the fiber count is high to match it, so that equals it out. Third, don't worry about getting the fad keto products. Just stick with real food. Fourth, get your electrolytes in. You don't want the keto flu, and you can avoid it. Drink enough water, get a lot of salt. You can also take potassium and magnesium supplements, which will help with electrolytes as well. Just make sure you're staying hydrated and have your electrolytes up. Fifth, get ready to feel the best you've ever felt in your life. The first few days will be rough as your body detoxes from sugar, carbs. Most of us, the standard American diet, were addicted to carbs and sugar. I was the same. I felt crabby. I just wanted sugar and carbs. But after about 3 days, those cravings started to wane and I started feeling great. I don't feel bloated anymore after I eat. I have better mental clarity. I'm able to sleep better at night and wake up actually feeling refreshed in the morning. I used to struggle my whole life to get up in the morning. And now if I don't have to get up before 7 a.m., my body will just wake up because I'm just ready to be awake. My muscles are becoming more lean and defined without really doing any extra exercise at all. Like, check that out. And I'm not doing any extra exercise. Cam has lost over 50 pounds. I've lost almost 15 pounds. We're both in a weight range that we haven't been in since middle school. And it's crazy how hard I used to try to lose weight just by cutting calories and still eating so many carbs and sugars. But now that my body knows to burn fat, it's just an efficient machine. I can honestly say that I've never felt better in my whole entire life. I didn't realize how sick and groggy and bloated and gross carbs and sugar were making me feel. And now that my body is running efficiently on good fats and proteins, it's amazing the difference. So, it isn't easy. It is a total complete lifestyle change and something that you really have to commit to and know that you want to do this to better your health, or else it's not going to work. But once you get past the initial craving hurdles, you'll realize how worth it is and how good you feel. So good luck. I plan to have a lot more videos coming for you guys on recipe ideas, a full list of foods we eat and don't eat, just a lot of more helpful tips for if you're wanting to start a keto diet. So hopefully this is a good crash course on getting started. Like I said, do your research and good luck.